is part of the prison land,
Yes.
correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And what you were telling me earlier is this wasn't here in the beginning.
Right. This facility.
So tell me about the
Okay.
beginning.
The beginning was we were given an opportunity to work with the Bureau of Land Management as a holding facility and eventually training, which we have both very operational right now. So the property we're at right now was just a large field. It had years back been a dairy that had been torn down, so we had one barn left out here. So we came in and put up the whole structure, just kept building. We're still building. A lot of people ask me, is this a rehabilitative program? And it's not by design, but it certainly is by function. These guys start having a purpose to life. Even the welding crew, we'll have guys come out that don't have a trade when they get on the outside. And they can learn to be a welder, a pipe fitter, working with animals. They may not have an immediate job working in horse training, but working with hoof care, if they can learn how to become a farrier. So our hope is that in the process of them working with horses, their lives are changed, and we've seen that to be true. So,
Well, without you knowing this, you are a global rescuer because you're doing something that is rescuing a person that made a bad choice. And it just takes that second of that bad choice to end up in a place like
right,
this.
exactly.
So thank you for that. And I want to ask you, where do your horses come from? Where do you, I mean, 650 horses don't just appear.
No, they come from all over. We have horses here from the northern Rockies, Wyoming, Montana, northern area. We have them all the way down into Nevada. We don't have any Arizona. Arizona, the Bureau of Land Management has just a few very small herds in Arizona. Most of the Arizona wild horses are either on national parks or reservation land, so they're not in the Bureau of Land Management system. So all horses come from all over. We have a number
And we
from...
wanted to say that they are wild, right?
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Just so the audience knows.
Right. So, and they do come out of the wild. They're a number of horses. Most of them are Nevada horses because that's where the majority of wild horses are. But within that, you have the Nevada-California border, Nevada, California, Oregon up north. So they're in those mountainous areas. A lot of these, we have quite a few California horses that are just right across the border from Nevada. Early on, I realized that most of these guys don't have a real father figure. And so you become, I've had guys tell me, Mr. Helm, you're my, I think one guy said, you're my surrogate father. And it kind of took me aback, and then I thought, well, I think that makes sense. By nature, I'm an encourager. So I find you just go, these guys, hey, good job. You can just see their whole, like, wow.
Well, from the background that you gave me about yourself being a police officer, working on a prison, you don't have that rough exterior. Yeah. You're very calm. You are nurturing, encouraging, which is surprising to me.
I want to show you the babies, what happens with the...
And these are the babies here?
There's a couple of them here. You'll see them. There's the...
Oh, I see one.
There's
right
the
there.
one.
Yeah.
A lot of the same issue where they're getting overcrowded and overgrazing, so they'll bring burros in. The burros think so much different. You wouldn't think so, but the shades, for instance, heat of the summer, horses are rarely under it. Burros, they'll get under it. Burros will, when they come in, they'll always sneak up on the water. Horses will run and get a drink. So.
Oh gosh, you're kidding me, right? Good thing I wore my boots, Corey,
That's right.
not my heels this time. Whoa! This is cool, yeah.
We'll see if this little guy.
Come here. Tsitsi, come on.
That's it, don't go any further.
Come on. Come here, baby. Please. They're so cool.
Years back, they had the hounds, the horses, so the canine unit and the horse unit for a few reasons. One, just because it's a good place to have all your animals over here, but it worked well if they needed to get the dogs and horses out. They had everything right here. So we work really well with the canine unit, and it's good for the horses. They're around, what are you, braiding a horse's hair?
Aww.
I don't know about you, man. He had never been around animals. He said, I didn't have a dog or a cat. He said, I think I had a goldfish when I was little. No experience at all with animals.
So is that what you're looking for?
I look for guys that are teachable.
Okay.
I would rather have somebody teachable than somebody who comes in and says, you know, I'm a horse trainer. Those guys usually are harder to work with because this is process and natural horsemanship. It's referred to as horse whispering, you know, whatever you want to call it, but it's really more about process. This inmate working this horse here had no horse experience at all when he came in. He's the best groundwork guy.
So we were outside the prison, now we're in. We're told that we can get out, but now we're in and we're going to interview some of the inmates. So come with me.
I'm in there for aggravated assault, domestic violence, and I ended up in prison for assault. And I got 7 years, 2 years probation, and
How many years do you have left?
I got 2 years left.
So you commit a crime, you're in here, and especially aggravated assault, and now you're working with a beautiful, beautiful being, an animal. So tell me how this is changing you.
Oh, this has softened me. I've become a more gentle man, a more understanding man, more patient man. It's made me realize that life is bigger than myself. I was a real selfish person, and they basically gentled me down, these horses. Just like you got to gentle them down to get them to trust you. You know, I've become more of a trusting person. You know, we're in the round pen teaching and training the horse, but God's got me in the round pen training and teaching me, you know?
And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I noticed you said my horse, so you obviously have a relationship with it. Do you get to name the horse?
Yeah, I named her Star.
I was found guilty of a second-degree murder in 1998.
And so you've been here for
16 years, 17 years.
any chance to get out?
Yes,
Okay, and when is that?
in a year from now.
Oh, oh, I'm
Yeah.
so happy
Yeah,
for
so am I.
you.
So am I. So am I. It's coming up fast.
Yes, it is. So with
Absolutely.
that being said, will you have any regrets of leaving here? I mean,
Any regrets?
well,
The program and the horses? Yeah. Prison? Oh.
that's what I meant.
Yes,
I meant
absolutely.
what you're doing right now.
Oh yeah. I'll miss the program somewhat. The horses that I work with, I'll miss them. But chances are I'll be working in the equine field when I get out. So I'm gonna try to turn this into a career.
Yeah, so how long have you been working with the horses?
I've been out here a year now.
Okay, so this has changed your life.
Absolutely.
Do you know what's really amazing is the smile on your face. I would never, ever believe that that's how long you've been here.
Well, yeah.
And do you attribute it to the horse program?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It has a lot to do with it. And
So
it makes it a little more bearable.
So tell me about your life before this, what your feelings were, where you were at.
Well, where I was at, I was pretty much in a state of rebuilding myself, and I'm gonna be continuously in that state for the rest of my life. So I was just learning how to be a different person, a better person the whole time. So this is just giving me an opportunity to exercise some of the things that I've learned.
So tell me about this horse. What's its name?
This is Sweetie.
Oh.
This is Sweetie, and
Hi,
Sweetie was a horse from another guy who went home, and he had barely had a trainer. So I took her over when he asked me to take her over when he left.
And you did these beautiful braids. and
Absolutely.
Sweetie, you're beautiful. Yeah, you get so much love and care.
Absolutely.
You know what? You're amazing to me
Oh,
as a
thank you,
human
ma'am.
being because of the story that you told me and what you're doing right now. And I can see in your eyes, I see so much spirit so much love. I don't know what brought you to that point years ago when whatever happened, but in your future, please do go forward.
Absolutely, I'm doing my best.
Do you have any words out there for anybody that to discourage them from coming to a place like this?
Well, situations happen in life, and when these situations arise, do the best you can to make the right decision for you at that moment.
Because it is a choice.
It's a choice.
A single moment.
And a single moment can change your life forever.
That's why we must stay in the moment.
In the moment.
Always.
Always.
Randy, I was watching this inmate working with this horse, obviously a wild horse.
Right.
And he's training it. So the next question is, what happens to that horse after it gets trained? What happens to all of the horses?
Okay, good question. Some of them are designated early on for Border Patrol prospects. And they're looking for certain size and demeanor. So some of them we're trying to get ready for Border Patrol, and some of them for trail horses, some for law enforcement. So ranches is another area. We've had ranches come and just pick up say we're in the middle of roundup, we need horses. So the majority are going to go for trail riding. So all of them we work on trail riding ability.
Today's show to me was all about contrast, being in a very dark place, but surrounded by a lot of love and light. This is Kimberly reminding you that this just isn't a show, this is definitely a movement, and we will see you next time.